What's going on, y'all? Here we go with this crap again. How do I get this off of here, man? What's going on, y'all? Hope y'all having a good weekend. This should be a pretty interesting conversation. I like it when I have specific things to talk about so that I can compare and clarify some of the misunderstandings that I see, or the misuse of terms. So, in passive aggressive, it's a confusing thing, just the way that it's worded and the way that you see the passive aggressive behavior. It can be tricky. So it's a good teachable moment. So I'm gonna start off with just the definition of passive aggressive. So passive aggressive says of or denoting a type of behavior or personality characterized by indirect resistance to the demands of others and an avoidance of direct confrontation, as in procrastinating, pouting, or misplacing important material. Now, obviously, this definition changes some when you're talking about romantic relationships and the way that men and women interact with each other, or people that are romantically involved behave. So now, when we're talking about, just in layman's terms, passive-aggressive behavior is what most people would describe as bitch-ass behavior for a male. Bitch-ass behavior where he doesn't say what's on his mind, he's not assertive, he's not being a man and able to say and express what he thinks directly, especially when it comes to other men. Like, guys that behave in a passive-aggressive way towards other men do not have the respect of other men. They do not have success with women. So when women talk about, we want alpha males, we want confident men, we want dominant men, that's kind of what they're saying. We don't want men that behave passive-aggressively. We want a man that can say what he means, be direct, be protective, a man that can stand up and get in a fight or stand up for himself. That's what they mean when they say things like that. So when we're talking about passive-aggressive behavior, if a dude behaves in a passive-aggressive manner, right? He tells you something is cool, but he's really in his feelings over it. How many women enjoy being around men like that, or continue to want to be with that type of man? A man that won't tell you when he has a problem. He'll just start moaning and grunting or doing something else, slamming doors, doing things like that. What type of woman wants a man like that? When have you ever heard a woman describe wanting to be with a man that behaves like that? You never do, right? Y'all never hear women say that they want to be with men like that, or if a dude they start dating a dude and he behaves like that, they're not excited about him, etc., right? So passive aggressive is, in generally, from a male perspective, described as acting like a woman. Why do men categorize it like that? Because passive-aggressive behavior is something that lots of women exhibit, especially in romantic relationships. Passive-aggressive behavior is fucking a dude because you want him to commit to you, but making it seem like it was just the heat of the moment, or you just wanted to bust a nut. That's passive-aggressive behavior. Passive-aggressive behavior is telling a dude that you cool with a casual dating relationship when you know from the moment that you met him you wanted to be with him, and you were not cool with just fucking a random dude. So women exhibit passive-aggressive behavior all the time. So I actually looked up an article on passive-aggressive. It was an article by a lady by the name of Natasha Burton. And I think it was titled like 8 ways to know you're being passive aggressive or something like that. So I didn't write all of them up. I just picked the ones that relate to what we're talking about, which makes sense, right? That's what intelligent teachers do. They alter lesson plans to teach specific things. They don't have to just go by the textbook definition. They can put context into what they're trying to teach or talk about, which is why I was an awesome fucking teacher. All right. So one of the things that she stated was a passive aggressive behavior is asking threat-based questions. And what that means in the terms that we're talking about is asking a man for his opinion that will result in punishment if it is not the desired response. That's passive aggressive behavior. So the post that I put up earlier started off with passive aggressive behavior. So when you ask a man what you think, what you like, how do you feel about this? If you have a problem with him not liking it, that was passive aggressive what you did, because what you were really doing is trying to get a compliment. You were fishing for a compliment, and you disguised it and you wrapped it in an opinion. You said, "Hey, tell me what you think about this." Which, whenever you ask somebody, "Tell me what you think or how you feel about something," there should be no holds barred. When you ask somebody what they think or feel about something, they should be able to respond and tell you whatever they think, as long as they're doing it in a respectful way. But that's not what women do. They ask men for their opinion when they really want compliments. That is a directly passive aggressive behavior. So he's set up from the beginning, unless he actually agrees with the compliment. "Babe, is my ass fat?" If he really thinks your ass fat and he just says, "Yeah," it's not a problem. But if he think your ass is flat as a board, now you put him in a bad position. Because he can't tell you, "Babe, you know damn well your ass is flat as a board." Because now you in your feelings. Now you trying to pay him back when he try to get some pussy or when he asks to get some head. That's passive aggressive behavior. And that's why it destroys relationships. So in the post that I'm not gonna talk about the post yet. I'm not gonna, let me stay on track. Let me get through the lesson. So it also said making wishful statements. And that's basically when you want something from someone, but you don't ask for it directly. Right? We all see that all the time. You want some attention, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want him to behave a certain way, but you don't just come out and tell him. You want him to read your mind. You want him to understand it. You want him to just get it or just know. We see it all the time. You want him to just know how you felt. You want him to just know what you think. All the time. We see that behavior manifest itself in romantic relationships. And it's very annoying from a male perspective, because that's not how men interact with each other. If you wanted another beer and you didn't tell me to get you another beer when I got up to get another beer, and then you start beefing with me because I didn't get you another beer, we gonna have some serious problems, bro. I'm not gonna hang out with you very much, dude. The reason men get along better is because they don't do these type of things around one another. Bitch ass dudes that behave in passive aggressive manners don't hang out and don't flock with real men. Period. None of the friends that I know, that I interact with, behave in that passive aggressive bitch ass ways. That real men are allergic to that. That's why it causes problems when it happens in the relationship. Because it creates an environment where he can't express what he thinks and feel. And we see how important women treat them being able to express what they think and feel. It's the utmost important thing that women talk about. They come on my page trying to voice a female opinion. We want to express what women think. We want to express what women deal with. We want to express what women feel about men. And even though you got thousands of outlets to do that. So we see how magnificently important women treat them being able to express how they think and feel. But when you behave in a passive aggressive manner, you deprive your man of that exact thing. Because now he has to try to answer the shit in a way that's not going to have you acting a fool, that's not going to penalize him later, that's not going to make you start acting childish and petty and not cook dinner or do the other shit that you normally do, but you're not going to do because you in your feelings. That's why men lie to y'all. That's why you have phrases like happy wife, happy life, because men are smart enough to observe on small things, on things that are not really significant or don't really bother him. Tell her what she want to hear. You're much better off telling her what she want to hear than dealing with her getting under her feelings over some childish shit. And men already know any woman that they deal with is going to come with some level of bullshit that they're going to have to deal with. Every man that has any experience dating women understands that 100%. Love makes him willing to overlook it. Love makes him willing to put in solutions. Love for you makes him put in things to solve the issues or the problems he has with you. That's what a man loving you does. It causes him to deal with it, causes him to come up with a solution for it, causes him to use his time, effort, and resources to fix the problem so that y'all can continue y'all's relationship. See how simplistic that is? Isn't that consistent with finding the easiest solution to a problem? Isn't that consistent with avoiding drama? Isn't that consistent with avoiding situations that cause you to tension and arguments? Isn't that consistent with trying to find ways to fix a problem so that it's not a problem in the future? All points that I've made hundreds of times to y'all. See how consistently the male thought process flows and fits together? That's why the men that think and operate like I do make great husbands. They think and operate in ways that make households function. They bring in the type of income that makes households happy to live in, and make being with him the type of lifestyle that most women envision. That's why they get pussy their whole lives. That's why they don't have to lie to chicks and play games with them to get pussy. That's why they don't have to do extra shit to make women attracted to them. They attract women by being real, by presenting their authentic selves, their real versions of themselves. No makeup, no filter, no additional shit, no push-up bra, no fake dick, none of the advantages that women do. No makeup, no highlighters. You're getting 100% of what he brings to the table. He's going to comb his fucking hair. He's going to shave his face. He's going to wash his ass. He's going to get dressed. And that's all he have to do to attract women. See the difference? That's being real. That's a real man. Even if he doesn't behave how you think he should. Even if 100% of the things he do don't make you happy. I can guarantee you he's not happy about everything you think and do as well. So now let's get to my post. So the post that I put up said his girl cut off her hair, went with the chop, went from long hair to short hair. He was cool with it. He wasn't tripping. Didn't leave her. Didn't give her no negative feedback. She asks him what he thinks about it. He tells her it's all right. Since when is all right problematic in anything? How you feeling? Oh shit, I'm all right. That means that something is within your comfort level or within your acceptable range. True or false? If somebody tells you something was all right, hey man, you only got one cupcake left. Can I eat it? Yeah, you're all right. That means that I don't have a problem with whatever, right? Is there anybody that has a different definition of all right? Right? So for a woman to get mad at her man telling her he thinks her style is all right, is that mature behavior? Is that childish? What's wrong with telling someone that something is all right? So a man doing something that should be perfectly acceptable. If you go to your boss's office, he say, "Hey, I got a dentist appointment. I need to leave at 3:30." He say, "Oh, you all right?" That means you're not going to get in trouble. That means if what you did was acceptable. That means everything is all good. So for a man to tell his woman something is all right and to have any negativity from it is problematic and is 100% the woman's fault. But he didn't just leave her. He didn't just go cheat. He didn't end the relationship. What did he do? He found